Alright, so next up it'll be the Smash 4 characters, which I'll be honest, a lot of these characters they kind of body Dedede, I won't lie. So starting off, we got Villager. Villager is very bad. Basically, it's just very hard for him to get in in conjunction with the slingshots. The fact that he could just kind of spam them a lot for free, and because we're so big, we can't just like run underneath like if we were like Pikachu or something. No, we can't do that. We're so big, we're slow in the air. Getting in is very difficult. Which is already difficult, but combined with the Lloyd rocket, it's just just another whole big obstacle that we have to play around. And it's honestly just like a whole rock paper scissors thing that's in Villager's favor, because like if we shield the Lloyd rocket, he could grab us. If we jump over it, he could kind of hit. He could snipe us out of the air with the slingshot. If we inhale it, it's not gonna do much because he could just move out of the way. So, so it's just like, yeah, that sucks. And Villager doesn't really get ledge trapped all too well, just because he has a really good ledge game. So really, we just all we can do is just push our advantage and try to edge guard him because it's pretty easy to edge guard Villager because his up B doesn't have a hitbox and you can just kind of hit him from the side. And that's kind of all we have going for us. Besides that, no, it's not. It's not good. Then we got Mega Man, and another Mega Man again is it is a zoner that is just extremely oppressive to DDD. So mainly because of the pellets. The pellets are dumb. It's so annoying and hard for us to get in. Like, and combined with again saw blades, the side B bomb. Then you got Leaf Shield. That's really annoying for us. It's just, and then also like on top of that, he has like basically just bootleg Game and Watch up air. It's not as good, but it does way more damage, and it's still be and it, for what the up air is, it's still hard for us to land, and it forces like air dodges and stuff, which you could just punish. So, yeah, it's very annoying. It kind of like Villager. Once we get we our only hope is like once we get our opening. Like Mega Man's pretty bad in disadvantage. Like Leaf Shield again, it's annoying, but you can punish it if they decide to just release it in your face for some reason. Besides that, he can release it and he can make it safe, but again, that's kind of about it. Like when he's off stage, like he gets two turn very easily from dash attack. But that's why most Mega Mans they're allergic to the ledge. They never want to go there, so they'll go high and land. So if he could punish those and just exploit his pretty weak disadvantage and landing options, then like that's kind of again that's the thing with DDD is like he gets bodied in neutral and stuff like projectiles. He gets oppressed. He takes a ton of damage. It's just he's only like once you get advantage, you have to make the most of it because that's where you're gonna get most of your damage and maybe your stocks. So yeah, we got Wii Fit. This is another character I think we do not do well against. So like Wii Fit again, it like the camping isn't too bad. Like it's annoying, but it's not. We could play around it. Like we could inhale the soccer ball and usually decently well. We do have more range, but the problem is when Wii Fit gets deep breathing. Deep breathing is so, it's horrible. It's like we take like 100%, or we could just lose a stock incredibly early. Like I played against this one Wii Fit, and I was at like 117. They had deep breathing. I was at the ledge. They just dash attacked me, and I died. Like, I don't know what to say. And you could die even earlier from like stronger moves. And that's the thing with Wii Fit. The fact that she could camp, like ledge camp you, force us to approach, and then combined with deep breathing, do so much damage and kill so early. It's horrible. It's not. It sucks for us. So again, and also she gets past the ledge traps pretty well, but most Wii Fits they don't know how to do it for some reason. Like they do dumb options. They all roll. I don't know why. Like, come on. You guys have soccer ball from ledge and stuff. I heard, yeah, when she's in the air, we juggle her pretty well. Off stage, we can edge guard her decently well. Again, we can punish a lot of her moves just from a shield grab, but again, with deep breathing, it's scary. Deep breathing is like what makes this so bad. If no deep breathing, this might be even or -1. Alright, then we got a weird character like Rosalina. You don't play against that many roses, I bet. I bet you've fought against less than 10 roses in this year. But from my experience, this character with Luma, it can be obnoxious to get in because Luma throws out star bits. Luma throws out some hitboxes and stuff, and smash attacks and stuff, and it's kind of hard for you to get in. But it's like we do a ton of damage and have a lot of range, and we have a pretty easy time killing Luma. And once Luma's dead, I think we just beat Rosa. Because we have more range than Rosalina. Rosalina herself does not have insane damage output. Like, her juggling's okay, but we can land decently well. Her advantage state's okay, but again, it's like, again, without Luma, we just outrange her. She's floaty and big and light, so her disadvantage against us is absolutely terrible. At ledge, she can't really get off. Like, she can deal with Gora's okay with like the down B, but we could kind of bait that out, and then we could punish her for that. And again, it's just like with Luma, it's annoying, but without it, and because we could kill Luma decently well, we we just kind of body her. So it's basically just a game of we struggle to get in because of Luma, and once we deal with Luma, then we kind of body Rosa. So that's kind of my interpretation. I could be wrong. Like, there could be something I'm missing just because there are very few Roses, but this is just from what I've experienced. Then we got Little Mac. I think we do also go even with Little Mac. We might beat Mac potentially, but like the thing with Mac is because he's so fast on the ground, he whiff punishes everything we do and gets like a ton of damage and puts us into a ton of tech chases. And we're so big, we get hit by a lot of the tech chases. And but like the thing with Mac is just because of like what the character is, like he gets air camped, he can't really get in. Like when we're just not approaching. Like that's the thing with Mac, you have to play lame, and we can play pretty lame against Mac. Like off stage, we kind of body him. At the ledge, Little Mac, he can't. What does he have? He could like counter the Gordo maybe. That's super risky for him, and he could just die. It's just it's basically just super oppressive on both sides. Like he whiff punishes a lot of our stuff. He gets insane damage. He kind of two frames us with down tilt, and then side B's us and stuff. So, but for us, it's like if we play lane with like platforms. Like, by the way, don't take Mac to like FD. No, you need platforms because you gotta just camp him so you could actually also land. So you air camp him, you line up, you have platforms to work with, you outrange him, you have Gordo to kind of control the pace, and then you have inhales, a nice command grab. And it's get more stage control. You get him off stage. If you can't edge guard him, you could two frame him pretty well. And if you don't fail to do all that, then again you ledge trap him pretty well. So yeah. Then we got Greninja, Frog. We might see. Here's the thing. I think it might be -2, but I think if you play it more, it's not too bad because his like Greninja has like insane movement, like really good ground speed, pretty fast in the air. I think. Yeah, he has decent combos. Like he has a really good whiff punish with dash attack. Shurikens are like they're annoying, but they're not like again. They're just at most they just do some chip damage to us, and we have to play around it to get in. And besides that, like, because like here's the thing, Greninja's pretty predictable. Like he's pretty linear when trying to get in. Like, his aerials are safe, but besides that, like, he's gonna want a dash attack. He wants maybe a grab. And so, like, besides that, like, we could stuff out his approaches decently well. Dash attack, we just shield grab it. His grabs, like, again, all he has is, like, up throw for combos, and besides that, like, his grabs aren't that scary. We outrange Greninja. We kind of do Greninja, like, when he's off stage, he kind of just dies because we two frame his up B very well. And, like, Greninjas, they like to do the thing where they shadow sneak to ledge. It's just like, we could challenge that. Just like, if we time a dash attack well, we beat that, or at worst, we trade. But it's a trade we could take because we're so heavy. And then, like, at ledge, Greninja can't really do anything besides, like, counter it. I think that's kind of about it. But a lot of Greninjas don't do that, and even if they counter it, we can punish it. So basically, yeah, it's just like it can be very difficult at first because it's just like, oh, what do I do? He's so fast. How do I hit him? He's so nimble. He throws out a bunch of shurikens at me. How do I deal with this? Just play more patient. Stuff out his approaches. Beat him, destroy him in disadvantage. Dash attack his recovery. Sorry for the pause. Yeah, okay. Then we got oh boy. We got the Miis. So first off, I think we go, I guess, even, maybe, or we lose to Mii Brawler. I don't know. I'm gonna say we go. Yeah, I'm gonna say we lose to Mii Brawler because, like, Mii Brawler is kind of like Mario. The only thing is that he doesn't have like a projectile. Like, there's shot put, but like shot put is like, it's not. Let's be honest, shot put's not that good. I don't know why so many Mii Brawlers use that move. It's really not that good. The multi punch is way better, but that's just whatever. Anyways, yeah. Besides shot put, like, it's basically just Mario where you're oppressed by Nair a lot. It's annoying. It's kind of the ZSS thing where they have a bootleg flip kick. That's still pretty good of getting at a disadvantage, so you have to work around that. They're pretty fast and have a really good fall speed, so they can mix us. They could tomahawk us and stuff pretty easily. Again, that could be said for other characters, but, like, you get what I mean. But honestly, like, besides that, it's not awful because we do outrange Mii Brawler. Like, Mii Brawler doesn't have insane damaging combos. Like, at worst, like 50%. In disadvantage, like, all we have to do is feint jump, and it's way easier to punish than flip kick. Like, way easier. And if they choose to attack, easy punish. We outrange Mii Brawler in disadvantage. If he's at ledge, he can't really do anything. There's no projectiles, so, well, besides shot put, but again, shot put's, it's super laggy, and we could inhale that as well. Like, you could react, inhale that. Well, you can't exactly react and inhale, but you can't, if you predict it, then you can inhale it. Gets reflected. Again, and we juggle them. We juggle Mii Brawler. We ledge trap him. So it's kind of weird. It's, again, just the fact that he's pretty fast and has really, like, safe aerials and feint jump and stuff. So yeah. And also, just Mii Brawlers are super underrated. This character's so good. Like, no one talks about him. He's insane. Yeah, okay. We got Mii Sword Fighter. I think we go even with Mii Sword Fighter. Like, let's be honest, like, Mii Sword Fighter's projectiles, they're okay. At, like, let's be honest, all Mii Sword Fighters, they run Tornado, the Chakra, and the up B could be, I guess, a Link's up B, or the one where you change directions, and the down B, it's usually the Reflector. So with that, you already, basically, for the most part, you know what the Mii Sword Fighter is going to be running. They usually use the same moveset. Most other Miis you could really change based on stuff, but Mii Sword Fighter, that's the only optimal moveset. And because his projectiles are pretty laggy, they don't do that much shield damage, we could get in decently well. For a sword character, he doesn't have insane range. We did outrange Mii Sword Fighter, Beast Sword Fighter's disadvantage is terrible. You can't really do much. So like because of that, it's just like it's just working around with like chakra at ledge and stuff, and we just have to not get hit by stupid tornadoes and stuff, and dying pretty early for some reason because you were like, I'm gonna throw out a Gordo in the mid range. Oh, but I got hit by a tornado, so then I got hit by it, and they up me, and I'm at like 80%, and I die. So yeah, you just gotta be patient, and you could get in decently well. You outrange him again, awful disadvantage. It's not awful for us. Then we got Me Gunner. Me Gunner is basically Samus, and it's not as bad just for the fact that Samus has Zair, while Me Gunner doesn't. But the thing is like I think Me Gunner has even better ledge trapping because they could opt to run the charge shot. So that again, that's already bad for us because then it's a mix-up game on the ground. Their missiles, I'd say, are way better than Samus's. And then they could also run the bombs that they could shoot down. So then that's already pretty good ledge trapping. I think they have pretty good up B. Like I think it could be more versatile. So it's a bit harder to edge guard them. I think all their up Bs though you could two frame them. Like if they for some reason choose to run the up B, that's the kill one, then their recovery's dog shit. Like they're not gonna recover. But most meat gunners are not gonna run that. For the most part, they're gonna run the one where where they can angle it, so it's gonna be hard to edge guard them. Granted, meat gunners pretty easy to ledge trap. So again, all we need is just advantage state. Like meat gunner, pretty bad in disadvantage. It's just getting in. Getting in's difficult, but it's not as bad as Samus, just because again Samus has Zair, so we can inhale the projectiles unless meat gunners opting to run a reflector or something. But if they choose to do that, they're gonna have a way worse ledge trap. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword that I think plays out well for both sides. Okay, and then we got Palu. Oh, this is gonna be controversial. So I think at first this should be -2. It's like it really should be. Like what can Dedede do? But I think after playing it more and seeing other Dededes like Adamisk play against Palu and hearing his opinion, like I like matchups like this. They're super common, you know. So I think it's only -1 offline. Online, I think Palu it's not as it's way more in Palu's favor. Offline, it's not that bad because like okay, so the projectiles they're not bad. Getting in, you can get in. Just run up shield all the projectiles. You could get in decently fine. And then you're in the mid range to where the Palu they're either gonna like I don't know run up nair, run up grab, dash attack, and then so you're in that situation. If they grab you, then okay, that kind of sucks. They'll get back throwed or you'll get down throwed and take some damage. If they dash attack you, just shield grab it. And then now if they run up nair, just you gotta angle your shield up, and if they cross you up, just roll away, reset the situation. If they do it in front, you could shield grab it. In terms of Palu's other aerials, like Fair and Bear, they should be safe, but this is something like with characters where if this is common, I think people should know this. Like even if a move is like let's say like -3, or I guess now because of the Palu nerfs like -5. Like depending on how the Palu, like if she fares your shield too high, you could shield grab it just because she has a really good shield grab, and that's really good in this matchup. So then you could shield grab both the Fair and the Bear depending on how she does it. In disadvantage, Palu for a top tier has a really bad disadvantage. So you could juggle her, you ledge trap her very well. And again, you could also stuff out her approaches. Like you don't even have to like just choose to shield grab it. Like you have forward tilt, stop those approaches. And like the only thing Palu can do in disadvantage is like counter. That's not going to do anything. She could choose to nair, but usually for the most part we could punish that or just beat it out with like up air. And if worse comes in, like, and then there's teleport, which that kind of sucks, but we can punish and react to it. So, and we have like just like up tilt. Like, that's just like a strong punish option against the teleport. So it's like DDD surprisingly has a lot of tools to fight Palu. Like it's not as oppressive as you think. Like okay, let's be honest. At low percent, you got hit by an air, you're gonna cry. Oh no, I'm at 60, and the Palu just pressed one button. Oh no. But but it's like, well, you're DDD, okay? You're gonna take that. It's like what you do after the damage. And like Palu has a hard time killing you at pretty high percent. Like the only way Palu kills you early is that it was when you're at the ledge, where you're getting down tilt 2 frames into back air, or they down throw you and you get back aired. So like that's the only way she can kill you early. Like besides that, she has a very hard time killing you, and that just gives you more rage and more opportunities for you to get pretty early stocks on Palu, just because again, she's awful disadvantage, decently light, and she gets ledge trapped. Like out of all the characters, you need to ledge trap her like very well. Like this is probably the most important character where you have to be on point with your ledge trapping. So yeah, this might be controversial, but this is just my opinion on Palutena. So yeah. Then we got Pac-Man. I think this Loki again. I think this matchup's not that bad for DDD. So like, let's just say like, okay. So the thing with Pac-Man is he puts down a Hydra and he charges Fruit. So that's like the whole game plan. So the thing with D, like if he puts on the Hydrant, you have a very easy time knocking back the Hydrant just because you are DDD. You do a ton of damage. And that's not all. Because you have a projectile that like lobs, so like you could just lob a Gordo over the Hydrant, so Pac-Man will be forced to shield or jump. So that allows you to get in. Pac-Man, like he has decent combos, but like besides Galaga at low percent. And also, here's one thing. For the love of God, if Pac-Man has a Galaga and is just at the ledge, like hanging on the ledge, don't go there. Just let him come up. Just wait, let him come up. Do not go there and decide to toss a Gordo in ledge trap, because then he's just gonna jump, throw the Galaga. It will beat the Gordo. The Gordo will be reflected back. You get hit by the Galaga, and you take 70%, and you lose all momentum. So I'm telling you, I'm begging you, please do not go there if he has a Galaga. So besides low percent Galaga combos, Pac-Man he doesn't have insane damaging combos. He can't kill you besides like a bell. And again, if he's holding onto a bell, what will he be doing? He's gonna be in shield, dashing around, and it's just like, okay, don't be dumb. Don't throw out a fucking nair on him. Like, don't throw out like a fastball nair. Don't do something unsafe. So he bells you, and then you get F smash. Just like, play smart, outrange him, stuff him out with like F tilt. Throw Gordos out that he's forced to shield. Inhale him because he's gonna be shielding likely. At ledge, he doesn't have the best options to get off the ledge, to be honest. Juggling him, you just gotta be patient, because a lot of people are not patient enough with the Hydrant. If you just wait a bit, and because you have multiple jumps, you could just jump side to side a bit to avoid the Hydrant, toss Gordo to like cover some of his landings. Like we kind of do pretty good against Pac-Man when he's in disadvantage. So like low key, like Duty doesn't have an awful time against Pac-Man. There's more to discuss, but I think that's just the general idea of how you could just exploit Pac-Man. And that, like, I'm not saying he's bad. Like I think he's top tier, but DDD has pretty good tools to fight Pac-Man. So, and also like, don't shield grab. You can't shield grab his stuff, at least depending on how he hits your shield. He's not that oppressive, like just with straight combos, besides low percents. Again, you just gotta stuff out his approaches with with your longer range. And you do pretty good against him in disadvantage. His projectile, his camping game, you could play around it. Gordo helps a lot. Okay. There's a lot of characters in Smash 4 that were added. Okay. We got Robin. I think Robin is a pretty oppressive zoner. Like Arc Fire is basically PK Fire on fucking steroids. His we got the neutral B, which is kind of annoying, and it could also be like it could be used in different ways to. So that's like kind of annoying for us. And also, we can't really be jumping because left and sword aerials are incredibly strong and do quite a bit of damage. So we can't really be jumping against Robin, and that's like I think a problem that many DDDs do, including myself against Robin. We just keep jumping and we get hit, and we just get hit by the left and sword at high percent and stuff. So like if Robin just had an infinite use of the spells, I think this would be -2. But because spells have limited use, and he's forced to recharge, that gives us openings for us. And this is funny because like Riley versus a Robin, I forgot who it was. It was like grand finals. Like he was like at kill percent game 3 last like game 5. And like he got hit by arc fire. It was game, but the Robin did not have Leffen sword, and that's just like that just kind of shows that because Robin has limited use on some of the moves, that gives us openings for us, and because Robin has a pretty poor recovery and disadvantage, we kind of do okay. Like it's hard to get in. Like again, the projectiles are annoying. But again, because they have limited use, we could shield grab Robin's stuff. We have to just stay more grounded, more careful. And once we get advantage, Robin kind of dies. Well, not kind of dies, but like we do a ton of damage. We ledge trap Robin. Like Robin can't really get off the ledge. Okay, and then we got Shulk. I feel like this would be -2, but Zaki kind of just bodies every Shulk. Like he 3-0s Kome, who's like a top 50 player, and he's like the best Shulk. Like Zaki kind of just wins against him, and I'm just like, how does he do it? So I think because of that, I'm gonna put in -1. And so like the thing with Shulk is like people say just whiff punish Shulk. That's how you beat him. But like with DDD, he's absolutely dog ass at whiff punishing because he doesn't have like a quick burst option. Like he could run up down tilt maybe, but like that's kind of it. Like he could dash grab, but like whiff punish, but that's not that good at whiff punishing Shulk. So Shulk can really just play lane. He has more range than us, so you can just kind of spam fucking fair. He has an air. And on top of that, he has the Minato arts, which that just adds a whole other chess piece to the board. So he has speed art. He becomes Sonic. We get pressured like crazy. He goes Buster. We take stupid amounts of damage. Oh, we get him to kill percent. Like I don't know. We down throw up air to kill him. No, he does shield art, and then we can't kill him. Oh, but then he's off stage. Well, he has a broken recovery because he does jump art. And it's like, oh, we're at like 70%. He goes smash art when we're in disadvantage, and then we die stupid early. It's just like Shulk players out here acting like, oh, we have a weakness when we do specific Minatos. Well, you know what? When you use them, it doesn't really matter about the weaknesses because your advantages when you use each one, it really outweighs the negatives. So like Shulk versus GD is dumb, but again, because I see because Zaki kind of bodies every Shulk, I gotta leave it in -1. And it's not awful because like I see why, because like while we can't struggle to whiff punish him, if we just like run in shield, we can shield grab some things. And if we do get Shulk in disadvantage, Shulk off stage, well, I guess I shouldn't say off stage. If he doesn't have jump art, he has a pretty bad recovery, and we can two frame his recovery pretty reliably. And at the ledge, Shulk can't really get off. So like again, it's just like winning neutral is difficult, but like once we get our advantage, then it's like sweet. There we go. That's our one chance. Okay, we're almost done. 1, 2, 3, we are not almost done. Okay. Bowser Jr. Alright, Bowser Jr. is kind of like budget Sonic in a way, where Bowser Jr. just uses side B a lot. He whiff punishes us, gets a ton of damage. Besides that, like the projectiles are not good. Let's be honest. Like his Mecha Koopa and his Cannonball, it can be annoying, but it's not that bad. And neutrally, we actually have ways to really like stop him from. Sorry, did I say the side B? Like we have ways to play around the clown cart pretty well. Like if he side Bs, we can kind of just inhale. We can inhale it. It's not as it's. We could kind of actually just toss a Gordo at it because unlike Sonic's, where he's just straight up invincible, Bowser Jr. he's not. So we can do that. We could also just kind of forward tilt it. We could just I don't know, just jump out of the way, wait. And when he side Bs us, unlike Sonic, where I think he gets way more fucking mix ups. Like when he side Bs us, we have some ways to like punish some of his things. And even if we don't get a punish, he's usually put in a weaker spot when he does the side B. So then that's good for us. And when Bowser Jr. is in disadvantage, he's very weak, like awful. At the ledge, he can't really do anything. So it's just kind of the game of we just have to play around the clown carts and just not get whiff punished. We have to be patient. At the ledge, we have to just when we're at the ledge, we have to be careful and not just get jabbed at 110 or something or F smashed. So yeah, it's not a horrible, and also Bowser Jr. He has a harder time killing us because his kill confirms are pretty linear. So yeah, then we got Duck Hunt. I think I don't know. I think it might be even, or I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in -1, because again, the camping is very hard for DDD to get in because Duck Hunt has pretty good camping with the can, the side B. The side B is stupid good, and also the can. And on top of that, there's the gunman, which kind of sets a little timer for us. A little, just a red light, green light thing that we have to just work around. But besides that, once we get in, Duck Hunt isn't the greatest. The frame one can at a disadvantage can be annoying, but it's not as stupid as Snake's grenades. And usually when Duck Hunt does it, he's usually put in a worse scenario if we do trade. At Hypersense, Duck Hunt cannot really kill us unless we get hit by side B a lot. We have more range than Duck Hunt. We can inhale. Inhaling the can is low-key really good. At ledge, Duck Hunt can't really get off the ledge. Off stage, we kind of edgeguard Duck Hunt pretty well. Juggling him, we juggle him pretty well. Atomisk has a pretty good track record against Zane. And Zaki versus what's his name? Raito. I think that's the best Duck Hunt. They are pretty close. Zaki does pretty well. So I think because of that, it's not awful. It's just getting in is pretty difficult, but once we get in, we kind of destroy Duck Hunts. And then we got the Shotos. We got Ryu. I think we go even with Ryu. Ken, I think we lose to Ken, but that's for this next time. So for Ryu, with how Ryu plays, I think it's not as bad as Ken, because Ken is much more running up close, but Ryu, he's much more patient and shooting Hadoukens at us. So because of that, I think because of the much more patient play, and because he's not as oppressive, I think it's better for DD in this case, because we outrange Ryu, and because we DD actually has probably one of the best ways to deal with focus. If Ryu runs up focus before tilt, if we're juggling Ryu does focus, we have a multi-hit up air that kills decently early, assuming the Ryu does not DI correctly. When Ryu's on ledge, he can't really get off. We could also just jet hammer their recovery, surprisingly, or just dash attack it. Or we could just edge guard them because their recovery is pretty exploitable. If they're spamming Hadoukens, we could Hadouken has kind of a lot of end leg, so we could actually just inhale it and they get punished for it. And from there, it's just like we just gotta just not be stuck in shield against them because they could commit war crimes on your shield if you're just caught. If they catch you in like if they oh excuse me oh sorry. But if they catch you slipping and they get in and they get to pressure your shield or just do their stupid combos on you, then you're gonna take a ton of damage and you're gonna eat you're gonna eat some kill confirms. They're gonna die at like 90. So yeah. Alright, then we got Cloud. I think we also go even with Cloud. I say it again, Dedede does pretty good against swords. Cloud's projectile is pretty bad because we could kind of inhale it and Cloud gets punished. Cloud at ledge, Cloud just dies. Cloud also has an ass recovery. So we kind of just edge guard or just two frame him. Besides that, like Cloud's pretty fast, and also back air pressure is really good, and also forward air. Besides that, we can shield grab some of his moves. Cloud with limit can be scary, but it's not nearly as bad. It's only like I'd say limit is mostly a problem only when we're at high percent or when he's off stage, because then his recovery is kind of decent. But even then, we can two frame limit recovery. And besides that, Cloud has uppy out of shield. But besides that, like it's not like that bad for your deity. We could again stuff out approaches with forward tilt or just anti-air him. Was fair. Cloud like he's pretty linear, so we kind of expect we kind of know a lot of what he will go for. We juggle him pretty well. I have a pretty good track record against Cloud players. I even I don't know about I beat Chaos, who's I think it was ranked in New Jersey before pandemic, and he plays Cloud. So ooh, that was probably a pretty good win for me. But yeah, then we got Corrin. I think God, Corrin's just I don't know what to say. Corrin's bland. Corrin, I think, unlike Martha and Lucina, Corrin is not fast. So we kind of it's unlike Martha and Lucina, they could kind of they could be a little bit more ambitious when they approach with their aerials and stuff. Corrin is so freaking obvious because they're just not fast on the ground or in the air. So basically, when they go for their aerials, you kind of just see it coming, and you could just parry it. You can't really shield grab it because they're mostly safe. Corrin the ground moves, they're not good. Neutral B is not good. We could just reflect that. Pin is annoying, but we can, once you realize how to punish it, it's not that bad. Offstage, it's kind of difficult to edge guard them because they probably have a really good recovery that you can't really two frame or you can't challenge. And once Corrin does get advantage, they're pretty oppressive because they could just mash a bunch of aerials on you and juggle you. But again, besides that, we just forward tilt them. We kind of stuff out their approaches. They're pretty predictable because again they're so damn slow, and it's when they approach it's very obvious. So yeah, and then to end the Smash 4, we end with Bayo, who is one of Dedede's worst matchups. Bayo struggles against characters that have good out-of-shield options, and that's something Dedede does not have. Yeah, Dedede has negative out-of-shield options besides a shield grab, or a nair, maybe up smash. But those are not good, so Bayo literally just ABK, afterburner kick in the air. She just kind of does that, crosses you up, and you can't punish it. And then if Bayo lands anything, she gets 70%. And those combos last infinitely, basically. So we're always going to take a ton of damage. Potentially just get laddered off stage. Hit off stage. We can't SDI, but even still, because we're so big, it kind of just still works on us. We have to play so careful. We always in the mid range, Bayo just wins because afterburner kick's dumb. So we have to be patient, incredibly careful. We can stuff out the approaches, like with forward tilt, but that's risky. Shielding works decently well because Bayo, like, because we can shield the things, but again, afterburner kick, we can't punish it. And we can't really edgeguard Bayo. We can ledge trap Bayo decently well. But besides that, and there's also Witch Time, which is also just a factor. That she could just Witch Time a Gordo potentially, and we could get punished. So honestly, yeah, Dedede versus Bayo, it's dumb. It's not good. Okay, so yeah, there was the Smash 4. There was quite a lot of characters. And then, yeah, tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, I don't know when. Soon, yeah, soon, Smash Ultimate will be the last. And yeah,